Swadika, thank you for joining us for the evening edition of NBT World Brief right here on NBT and NBT World. You're with me, Nawarat Wong Araya. The new House of Representatives convened today to select the Speaker of the House and 2 Deputy Speakers. Members of Parliament voted SOPHON SARAM from the BHUMJAITHAI'S party into the position, with Malika Jirapanwanit and Lertsak Patanachaikun selected as Deputy House Speakers. The meeting today marks the first extraordinary session of the House's 27th term. The session was temporarily chaired by the most senior member of Parliament, Pheu Thai Party List MP Phairot Losunthorn. Before proceedings began, members of Parliament formally took their oath of office in accordance with Section 115 of the Constitution before assuming their duties. The chamber then moved to nominations for the positions of House Speaker and 2 Deputy Speakers. MPs SOPHON SARAM from the BHUMJAITHAI'S party and Parit Wachiratsin from the People's Party were nominated as House Speaker candidates. SOPHON said his 25 years of parliamentary experience could help guide the new House, as he would combine past lessons with modern approaches to legislative work. He expressed hope that laws passed by the chamber would serve as effective tools for the executive branch, while also calling for legal reforms to modernize outdated legislation. 66-year-old SOPHON, who secured 289 votes from MPs today, is a local of Buriram province. A former teacher, he has served as a member of Parliament for 7 terms and held ministerial posts in previous governments. The post of First Deputy House Speaker went to Malika Jirapanwanit from BHUMJAITHAI'S party. The 61-year-old Lopburi MP is the daughter of Gamon Jirapanwanit, who served 8 terms as a member of Parliament, and she serves as Deputy Minister of Transport in the current caretaker government. Lertsak Patanachaikun from Pheu Thai party was chosen as 2nd Deputy House Speaker. The 54-year-old served 3 terms as MP for Leh province and previously was the mayor of a municipality in the province. PTT Oil and Retail Business Public Company Limited, or PTTOR, confirms that all PTT station service stations nationwide are fully operational, assuring the public that fuel supplies are sufficient and there is no need to stockpile fuel. OR Chief Executive Officer Mom Luang Pik Thong Thong Yai reported that fuel demand at PTT station outlets has increased by 1.5 to 2 times the normal level, causing temporary delays in fuel transportation to some stations. However, he emphasized that fuel supplies remain adequate as domestic refineries and distributors continue to maintain sufficient stock to meet demand. He urged the public to refrain from hoarding fuel and instead cooperate by using energy responsibly. To manage demand in some provincial areas where fuel stocks are depleted by midday, PTT has issued temporary guidance allowing stations to adjust refueling limit based on local conditions. For example, smaller vehicles may refuel for 500 to 1,000 baht per transaction, while larger vehicles and trucks may refuel for 1,000 to 3,000 baht per transaction. The CEO reaffirmed that PTTOR maintains sufficient fuel stocks and that PTT service stations nationwide continue to operate. PTT has also prepared contingency plans to accelerate fuel deliveries to service stations nationwide using pipeline, maritime, rail, and truck transportation to ensure a continuous supply. On that note, the Prime Minister is urging people not to panic and hoard oil in light of the Middle East situation, noting that Thailand maintains the largest oil reserve among ASEAN nations. Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul said after chairing today's meeting of the Joint Management and Monitoring Center for the Situation in the Middle East that oil traders importing crude oil into Thailand have asserted there were no signals pointing to a shortage of oil. Nonetheless, the public needs to be aware of the situation in the Middle East and help save fuel and reduce energy use, as oil reserves in Thailand will increase if the public is able to save oil. The Prime Minister said Thailand has the largest oil reserve among ASEAN countries, noting that people need not to panic and hoard oil. The government is currently in talks with purchasing additional oil from various nations and was not solely discussing the issue with Russia. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance NBT has confirmed that Thailand maintains sufficient crude oil reserves to last 96 days. The Deputy Prime Minister stated that major oil traders have confirmed the country's oil reserves are sufficient to meet domestic demand. However, authorities have identified challenges with fuel transportation and service capacity at petrol stations due to increased demand. And the government has issued a public health warning regarding extreme heat and the rising risk of heat stroke. Dr. Amporn Benjapon-Pitak, Director General of the Department of Health, reported that 21 people died from excessive heat last year when Thailand's heat index reached 59.5 degrees Celsius. This year, the heat is expected to be more severe, giving rise to risks of developing rashes, cramps, exhaustion, and heat strokes, with the latter a severe condition that can cause death. Deputy Government Spokesperson Irene Panrit shared data from the Department of Disease Control's Digital Disease Surveillance System, which recorded 182 heat-related illnesses in 2025. The northeastern region saw the highest number of deaths, with outdoor laborers identified as the most at-risk group. Men accounted for nearly 60% of cases, especially among those aged 15 to 34 and the elderly. Reported conditions included heat exhaustion, heat syncope, and heat cramps, with 17 severe cases of heat stroke. To prevent heat stroke, the government advises avoiding outdoor activities between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. and recommends that outdoor workers take frequent breaks in the shade. People are advised to drink at least 1 glass of water every hour, wear light-colored, breathable clothing, and avoid alcohol or high-sugar drinks. Authorities also warn against leaving children or pets in parked vehicles, as temperatures inside can become fatal within 20 minutes. The hot weather at present is prompting people near Surathani to visit the RATCHAPRAPHA reservoir to relax and cool down. Many of the visitors are encountering various types of wild animals, which have made their way to the reservoir to cool down as well. RATCHAPRAPHA Reservoir is an important nature tourism site in Surathani that hosts a large number of tourists daily. The site is especially popular on weekends. Wild animals in the area are now seen in the reservoir area more frequently as the hot weather forces them to visit the site to quench their thirst or to cool down. Elephants, deers, and GAURS are being spotted frequently. Tourists enjoying their boat ride on the reservoir have the opportunity to encounter these wild animals and take photos. A group of GAURS have become a highlight among the wildlife visitors. These creatures generate much excitement among tourists at the reservoir, while also prompting officials to exercise extra caution with the long-tailed boats over concerns that these vast vessels may ram into the swimming GAURS. Officials at the reservoir are also keeping watch to prevent the GAURS from swimming too long and suffering exhaustion. And that wraps up this edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with the latest developments right here on NBT and NBT World. For more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, I'm Nawarat Wong Araya. Sawadee ka.